Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I was doing some organizing and categorizing of some of my scrapbook materials, and I came across these gorgeous borders. These borders I made probably 15 years ago, and maybe I'm being very generous about that. It's probably even closer to 20 years ago. I used to go to some crops, and we would see these different ideas and we would love them, we would make them, and then I file them away and I never use them. So at first I was going to just say, okay, just purge them all, give them away. But then I thought, no, I'm determined to use them because let's look at these. These are so stinking cute, right? I mean, look at that. I just need to find some zoo photos to go with it, and I'm all set. So I can't purge them. I want to keep them. Let me just show you all of them real quick, and you'll see. So you saw the zoo. Here is the ocean sea life, and actually this is the one I'm going to use today. Another zoo, but look at this, is just so cute. The little baby elephant and the mama elephant. You could just see that on a page. So either I need to find some zoo photos in my catalog of photos, or maybe I just need to take a trip to the zoo. Look at this one. This is perfect for so many things. I can't believe I haven't used this. I could use this for prom. I can use this for New Year's Eve. I could use it for anything, a retirement dinner. So yeah, I'm gonna have to find a use for that. The thing is, we make these borders and then we don't use them right away and we forget about them, right? So you have to be very intentional when you're making this kind of thing. Now, I'm not even sure I made this one, but it says time stands still, and these don't even go together. So still cute, could be good for a New Year's Eve party. What I was saying was we have to be very intentional about using these borders when we make them. If we just make them and put them away, then they're just going to pile up and we're never going to use them. So I am happy to say that over the years, I don't make as many borders as I used to, but also when I do make them, I feel like I'm very intentional about using them instead of just filing them away. Okay, so let me clear this off and bring in what I'm going to work on today. Okay, so to go with these old borders that I found, I thought what better use than some old photos of SeaWorld. Let me turn this over so I can show you just real quick. These are back from 1988. My husband and I and my brother, we went to SeaWorld, and these are just some photos I happen to have around. I've been trying to, clean out some old photo albums, the sticky back kind, and get them out of, at least out of the albums and into boxes so that I could scrap them. So these pictures are super old. Look how small they're printed. In fact, I wrote down on the back here, it's 3.5 by 4 7/8. So it's not even a full 5 inches. You can see here too the discoloring of the photo from being in that album. They're not the greatest photos, but I love them. I think they're so cute. It's just great to see us when we were so young. My husband doesn't look too thrilled that I'm making him take a photo with that, but no, he wasn't grumpy that day, I remember, but yeah, it was super fun, and so why not get this done and get them into a photo album. Okay, so I'm going to be working with the Seaside collection. I love this collection. I really think it's great for any beach themes, and any nautical type layouts. It's perfect. It just has that right color blend of colors. So I thought it would be perfect with this. And just on a side note, this is still available at the Creative Memories website, but it is in the last chance section. So if you love this color palette, I say go and grab it. There's also a tone-on-tone pack that has some really nice wood grain and beachy type papers in it. Here's some of the paper choices that I'm going to incorporate in today's layout. Okay, so let me move this aside for a moment and go ahead and show you my idea. So I picked these 2 sheets of pattern paper. So my idea basically is to put one border on one side and one on the other. This one I probably will take all the way to the edge just because I'm not really liking the blue paper sticking out there. Then what I'm going to do is I want to bring in this red. I'm going to use it as a mat for some of the photos. Let's see which ones I was going to do here. I was going to do that one. The one with the character. Now see, I've used this for something else and I gave myself just enough room. I was very pleased to see that I could map my photo and cover up that hole. This one I thought was pretty good. And then this photo I don't really like, but I kind of need it just to kind of give my layout some balance. It doesn't really show a whole lot. It shows my brother like taking off his shoe, probably getting something out of it. And it has the scenery, but I like it. So I'm going to keep it, but it's not my favorite photo. But you'll see, I don't want to chop it down or reduce the size, or it's going to kind of throw off the whole feel of my layout. So on this page, I only have 7 photos, so I thought I would do something like this. Actually, just kind of line them up. Okay, probably scoop my border in a little bit closer. So then that brings me to this blue, because I feel like this needs some color underneath it. So I will be putting this blue right down the page, but I will have the white showing on that side. Okay. I also am going to matte these photos to make them pop even more. So I brought in some white cardstock. I always have white cardstock already cut into mats just to make it easier for me, so I can just grab and play. Okay, here's some smaller ones. I think they're going to be too small. Oh, no. Oh, maybe a little too small. I don't want to trim my photos any more than I have to. I don't want to trim them at all if I don't have to. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a really thin white border. And the reason why I'm going to use white is because I do have some white over here in the original border. And so I want to pull in some white on this side as well. So let's do that. And let's see where we go from there. Okay, let's start on this page, and I'm going to bring in my 12-inch trimmer. I think I will actually adhere them down before I trim it, so I know exactly how big I'm going to make this. I'm going to start with this one. There we go. Let's go ahead and trim this and see if we like it. Let's hope we like it, right? Because we've already kind of committed. Okay, so let me just pull out my guides here and make sure I don't want to cut too close, but I don't want it to be too much either. So let's bring this guide out. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I might have to adjust a little bit. Okay. Yep, I think that's good. Okay, so yeah, I like the red because the red is really adding to the nautical feel of SeaWorld, right? So now my photo mat is a little too big. I can do 2 things. I could either overlap onto the border, but I'm not thinking I like that idea too much. I could always change the borders around and put this border over here, and then that gives me some more room to maneuver it, and then put this border on the other side. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do at this point, just to make them fit, right? The idea is to use these up, so let's do it. That I like this. So far it's going to be somewhere like this, and then now I do want to have a little bit of my background page showing on this side if I can. I'll probably butt my photo mat right up to the edge of my border, so that I have a little bit showing over here too. Okay, so that's my plan so far with that page. On this page, let me go ahead and mat and trim these 3 photos. I'm going to put you on fast forward as I grab my personal trimmer here, and I'm going to get this done, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Let's bring this back in, move that for a minute. And so here we go, going to be something like that. And so now I would like to bring in this piece. So let's see if these were, let's measure this one. Okay, so it's just about 5 inches now. So depending on how big of a mat we want on this side, how much do I want showing? Probably want like maybe, I'm going to start with a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go 5.5 inches and see if that's going to be enough. See if I'm going to like that. Okay, so 5.5 inches goes right to the edge of the trimmer. Put that aside. So this is my idea, is just to kind of give it an overall matte, just a little bit more color added to our page. Okay, and there we go. It's going to be like that. Then what I want to do is I want to slide in this border here. Okay, so that I have using both my borders. I'm thinking I want this one over a little more, so maybe I'll tuck that right up to the edge so I have a clear idea there, because it kind of looks like that over here. The next thing I wanted to do is I want to add maybe a little strip of red. Now this one's not long enough, but I'm thinking a little bit of red over here to tie in the red that I've used here. So I could do that. I could bring in the red. It would go all the way down. I'll maybe have to even trim. I don't want to cut into a whole 12 by 12 piece. I like to conserve my paper, but it really is just paper, so I have so much of it, but yet I feel like I'm conserving it. Okay, so yeah, and then I'm going to slide in this bridge cut from, this came from the border making system. So yeah, let's slide in this bridge. This is just a cutout I had laying around. I like to play around with my borders makers sometimes, so, and then I end up with a lot of samples laying around. So that just appeared, but I really like it. I think it adds to it, kind of even gives it the oceany wave feel. But you know, you see all those kind of things at SeaWorld, and that came from the bridge border making cartridge. Okay, I really like it so far. What do you guys think? We're incorporating those older items with new items, and it seems like it's meshing really well. Now this one's a little more turquoisey, whereas this one's a little more blue, but I'm okay with that. I'm really liking how this is coming out, and I'm getting those borders from 20 some odd years ago used. Let me pause for a moment here. I'm going to get this stuff adhered down, and I'll be right back. Okay, so everything is adhered down. I did go ahead and over here when I was putting in this red strip, I did cut a little piece. I'm not even sure you could see that there. I'm ready to embellish this. So let me show you some of the things I've brought out from my stash. First of all, I did bring in the stickers from this Seaside collection, because there are a few things on here that I would like to incorporate. For example, this dolphin coming out of the water. I think he would be perfect addition to my page here. Maybe some of the seashells and the driftwood. I'm not 100% sure. Some of these word phrases over here. Probably I don't have a use for the border strips today, although this rope would have been a great option for over here as well. Okay, so I have those. And then what I brought in from my stash, and since I was using older materials, I thought, what the heck, I might as well look around. I brought in a pocket card that I'm going to probably use for an embellishment cluster. Some more sea animals. I did use some old Creative Memories letters and alphas to create the word SeaWorld. I have some other nautical things. I have a lot of sea life on here already, so I kind of went with more nautical looking things. A couple more seagulls, and we'll see if we can incorporate that. A journaling box, because I do want to do some journaling. And then this red doily, because I thought it looked very nautical. So let's see how we can do this. Let's move some of this aside. Okay, so the pocket card was going to be my embellishment base for up here. Now that I've adhered everything, I need to pop up and give myself more room. I should have just did it. Normally when I adhere something like that, I would just put an X here so that all my edges are open and able for me to tuck, but did not do that. So handy dandy use for our multi-purpose tool. Okay, so I tucked that up there. It's going to go somewhere about right around there. We'll play with that a little bit more if we need to. That's where my title is going to go. So here, you know, I just put this on some wax paper so I can play with it and move it around. It's not going to stay on here, so it won't. It'll be a little bit straighter, hopefully, when I adhere it down permanently. So it's going to go something like that. And this is where I wanted to use the dolphin. Okay, so let me just grab a little bit of foam tape for this. Got a little foam tape on there, and the idea is to stick it right up here by the word SeaWorld, kind of popping up over the side of that. Probably rest the word SeaWorld right on top of the red, and then it will expand over the card. Something like that. Then my second embellishment cluster will go onto the right-hand page, and it's going to go under here is what I was thinking. This looks very nautical to me because it has like some stars in there, and the loop-de-loops kind of look like rope like you would find down by the sea. Okay, my journaling card's going to tuck right in here also. So that's the idea. Something like this so that it's just popping out and the journaling card is going to be right there. I don't have a lot to say. I do remember this trip and I have a few things to say, but that should be plenty of room for me. Let's see what else we have. I do have this big whale, but I'm not really sure where I could use it. Let me take off the seagull for a minute. I do transfer my stickers to wax paper so that I could play with them a little bit better. These poor stickers, they're older. They are holding up like a champ, and if I need to, I'll just stick a little bit of wet glue. So that might look kind of cute. Let me cut this wax paper up a little bit so we can have a better look at it. Okay, there we go. Let's see. So the only thing is he's kind of looks like he's going off the page. I usually like my animals to be facing in, if at all possible. Cute nonetheless. So I feel like also if I don't use this now, I might not have another opportunity to use him. I liked the anchor. I brought a couple of them. Now that I have him there, I'll probably put it down toward the bottom of the journaling box. And I have a couple little tiny seashells here. I probably would do something like this on top of the anchor to kind of layer that in. And over here, I would probably do it somewhere around the dolphin and the title. In fact, I might even layer those two up, something like that. Let me zoom in here so you could see it. Better late than never in the video, right? Got it zoomed in there so you can see it a little bit closer. So there's the two shells. It'd be up there probably by the word SeaWorld, so that maybe even resting on the S and on top of my photo. I'm okay with that either way. Okay, then I have a few seagulls. I'm not sure. I do have seagulls over here, so maybe I might put one flying above the whale, maybe touching our embellishment cluster there. My little whale's a flying whale. He's moving around here. Okay, my fan is on, sorry. Okay, so yeah, I think I like it. I have a couple other little seagulls, but over here I think that it's getting quite a bit. Maybe I could have him going something like that. So I will get those adhered. I'll take a few close-ups for the end. But there you go. We mixed some old borders that I made several years ago with some new paper, and I love it. I think it looks great, and another story can go into my books, so that makes me really happy. And that's our Oldies But Goodie series. I hope you like that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I would really super appreciate that. That helps me just to spread my content to other scrapbookers that may enjoy seeing this kind of concept. And if you want to see more of these, let me know. I have all these other borders I could use up. And if you have any borders, I would love to see what you have or hear about what you have. Let me know. Do you have borders like this? And should we continue this and find some other old products in our stash that we can use up as well? Okay? Well, thank you. And I hope that you have a great day. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.